Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell them. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And I'm so excited to have my guy, Mr. David Gomez, on with us. An amazing man that's been doing great things for a while now to pour into others, to be of service. And he has something really neat that he's got going on. I want to make sure we highlight him. So first, thanks so much for taking the time to hang out on the Success Chronicles.
Hey, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for the friendship that little by little we've been developing. I guess I met you, 2 or 3 years ago? Mm-hmm. You made time, and I've been following you. I love, before we talk about my book, I'll never forget that when I first met you, we've never met, but you invited me to write a chapter in one of the books.
Yeah.
So you don't know that that moment was not only inspiring, but it was scary for me. I had never written, but you invited me to participate. Yeah. Sadly, I didn't, but I'll never forget that you were trying to encourage me to write. So thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. I think I'm a firm believer in showing love and supporting and highlighting one another. I think when you got people, especially when you got so many great people in the world, right, that's doing great work that don't get, and they just do the work, and really they don't want any highlights, accolades. They just want to do the work and be of service. But when you have good people that are doing things like that, I think it's so important that you support and show love and do your part to help them. So it's my honor and pleasure to be able to do that and to invite. And so, like you said, man, it's just good people. And I'm thankful that the big man has allowed us to cross paths. But yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, if you don't mind, let's kind of dive into it and just tell the audience, a little bit about who you are and your journey so they have an idea of who you are and what you do.
Perfect. Well, my name is David Gomez, and I've been the lead pastor for the past 34 years at New Life Fellowship in Galveston. My wife and I recently celebrated a month ago on April the 11th, our 39th anniversary. So that's just God's faithfulness and greatness in our life. At age 16, God transformed my life. I was a drug addict and one of the main drug pushers, dealers in my high school. From the age of 12 to the age of 16, I was addicted to drugs. I didn't have a life purpose. I didn't have dreams for my life. I was raised in an environment of drugs and alcohol. And at the age of 16, I had an encounter with Christ that totally transformed my life. So I've been in ministry for the past 35, 38 years. I became a transformational coach 6 years ago. I have 3 adult children. And I always say this, my biggest inspiration in life is my wife and my 3 children. They're my biggest inspiration. Today is my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Today I turned 60 years old. And this is significant, not only that I am with you, but it's significant because I was born May 19, 1966. My parents divorced June 21st, 1966. So a month and 2 days after I was born, my parents divorced. So today, when I see the family that the good Lord has given me, that was my dream. As my first dream as a child was to have the family that I have today. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk about my books about dreaming again, but that was my biggest dreams as a kid, is
Yeah.
having the family that I never had as a kid. So that's just a little bit about myself.
It's so good. It gave me chills when you talked about that too, just the family dynamic. And it's a beautiful thing. Like we can learn in life, right? We learn the good, and I believe we learn more from the bad and the mistakes. Right.
That's correct. Yeah,
Yeah. And
I agree.
yeah, and it drives us to say, hey, don't want that anymore. Like we're not doing that anymore. The changing the trajectory in the family, and I think it's such a blessing, not just for your family, but a big blessing for those that are around you guys, and an inspiration as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is a big blessing.
Yeah. Well, what are three things you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
Number one is my family.
Hmm.
Uh, the fact that I'm still married with the same woman after 39 years, I mean, I'm in love with my wife. I call my wife my BMW, my beautiful Mexican wife. So that's the first thing that that I can say that's my biggest accomplishment. Not only that I'm married and we love each other, we're good friends. Besides that is my children. All of my children are doing amazing things in their own right. My oldest son, he lived in Venezuela for a couple of years. He started his coaching now this past year. He's raising my three beautiful grandchildren. So in his own right, he's doing some amazing things. My daughter, 6 years ago, moved to New York to do her master's degree. She's been living in New York for 6 years. She just started her second master's degree. So just the fact that, I mean, I'm from a very small town in West Texas, La Mesa. So
Hmm.
the fact that my kids have traveled the world, my youngest son has been living in Australia for the past 6.5 years. Uh, he went out there, just got recently married with an Aussie about a month ago. He completed his master's degree. My wife and I were fortunate and blessed to be able to support our kids to go to the university. So that's one of my biggest accomplishments. The second is that I've had the fortune and blessing to be the pastor in the same church for the past 34 years in Galveston. When we moved to Galveston, I got to throw this in right now. Go Spurs, go! I was I lived in San Antonio before we moved to Galveston. We lived in San Antonio, so all my family are Spurs fans. We
Hmm.
moved to Galveston 34 years ago, small congregation, and throughout the years, God has allowed us to build three different buildings. And just the fact that the people at New Life have supported me, have loved me, have believed in the dreams that God has, not only for me, but for our church. So that would be the biggest, another accomplishment, that I'm very fortunate to be still in the same church after 34 years. And obviously, my third accomplishment would be is that I wrote this book, Dream Again, Awakening the Dreams That God Never Took Away from You. So I've always had this long life dream to write a book one day.
Yeah.
And 6 years ago, I had what I call a divine interruption. And 6 years ago, this dream of writing this book, actually through a season in life, God gave me the title of the book, Dream Again. Uh, Little by little, I developed the subtitle, and I love the subtitle, Awakening the Dreams That God Never Took Away from You. Because I truly believe that the man upstairs is the dream giver. He deposits dreams in us, and every dream that God deposits is bigger and better than what we could ever dream about. So those are my three
100%.
biggest accomplishments.
That's so good. Well, let's since we're on the book, let's talk a little more about the book.
Yes, sir.
How was that? How was that journey for you?
Well, I'll tell you how the journey started. Uh, 6 years ago, it was the beginning of 2020. My youngest son, Caleb, had gone to University, California, after he graduated. he he went out and lived in Bali, Indonesia for about 10 months, helping a local pastor in Bali. So technically, Caleb had been gone from our home for about 4 years. He came home after about 4 years. At that time, he was 23 years old. I was 54. And he came back November, December 2019. And then January of 2020, that's when he left to Australia. The last week he was home, he said, "Hey, Dad, I'm about to fly out to Australia at the end of the week, but I want to have a conversation with you. I'd like to talk to you." The first thing that crossed my mind is, this boy wants some more money.
Yeah.
As a first thing.
Yeah.
Typical dad. And then he said, "But I want to have a conversation just with you. I don't want to include my mom." So then I thought, well, he's got some personal issues that he wanted to discuss man to man, a son to a father. So we sit down one morning in our home in Galveston, and this is how he starts the conversation. He starts off by asking me one question. He says, "What happened to you?" And I say, "What do you mean, what happened to me?" And then he had a list. He had been observing me for 3 months. He says, "These 3 months that I've been home, number one, I haven't seen you read a book. You used to read books, but I haven't seen you read a book. Number two, I haven't seen you get up early in the morning and do your routine of some type of exercise and your morning devotionals. I haven't seen that. Number three, you've become a couch potato. Every evening after you get out of the office from church, you sit down in that sofa from 6 o'clock to 12 midnight. You're scrolling through ESPN, watching the news. And number four, he says, you're totally disconnected from my mom. You're scrolling, mom is upstairs. I know you're not thinking about another woman, but you're disconnected from my mom. You're not present with her." And he gave me another list. And then he asked me another question. The first one was, "What happened to you?" And then I didn't have an answers to everything he was telling me. Now, he said this very lovingly, very respectfully, but God was using him to challenge me. So not only did he ask me, "What happened to you?" He asked me a second question. And this is where the book was birthed. He said, "When did you stop dreaming? When did you stop dreaming?" And then he says, "You still have so much to give this world." So not only did he challenge me, but my oldest son had been working with me. My oldest son had moved from Venezuela, and he had started working with me at our church. And for 3-4 years, he had been challenging me on how I deal with personal issues, how I deal with people. So that's why I said that my family, my wife and my kids are my biggest inspiration, because they literally have brought out some of my greatest things that God wanted to birth. But that's how the book was birthed, Dream Again. So I wrote this book because, like so many, I was literally stuck. Not only stuck in thinking that my best years, I was 54. I thought I had lived my best years. I had gone through some personal and ministerial disappointments. I was discouraged. I was just stuck in life. I thought I was forgotten, that God had forgotten about my dreams. I had forgotten about my dreams. This is what the subtitle is: Awakening the Dreams That God Never Took Away. And during that time, I said, if God really has dreams for me, why do they seem so far away? So this book, I wrote it for those like me that something happened to them. Life just happened. Disappointments, discouragement, and they have stopped dreaming. So my goal, my prayer is that this book, that the same God that found me, the same God that encountered me, the same God that awakened my dreams, I believe is the same God that can help them also to dream again.
That's so good. I think it's good. First, it's good to be in a space where, well, it's good to have set up a space, let me put it this way, to where you can have those open conversations with your kids
Yeah,
and do those things. Because so many people won't listen, or they're stubborn, and but we all need to be challenged, and the people that love us most are going to tell us, like, because they love us the most. And
yeah, yeah.
it's good to be able to do that and be able to listen to what they're saying. And it's so encouraging to see. I think it's just so many deep things to me in it. Just the family dynamic, the men needing mentors to have conversations. Of course, it all starts and ends with the faith, because that's the firm foundation for it all, right?
I believe
Uh,
that. I believe that.
yeah, yeah, and just it's just so many underlying things in the journey, but then also poured into the book, right? Maybe hit on some of that as it ties to the book.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Uh, let me share this with you.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, I'm just going to read this to you, and then I'll give you a highlight of the chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when I dedicate this book, I say this book is for you, to remind you that God is not done with you. The dreams He placed in your heart are not dead; they're just waiting to be awakened. Neither time nor pain nor circumstances have the final say. God does. Because too many of us allow time. I was 54. I just turned 60. I thought, man, I should have wrote this book when I was 40, 50. Why now? So neither time nor pain. Everyone has experienced some type of pain, nor circumstances. So many of us allow the circumstances of life rob us of our dreams. So I simply say, may every page ignite your faith, lift your gaze, and push you to believe again. It's time to dream again. With faith, with purpose, without limits. The best isn't behind you, it's ahead of you. So dare to dream again. And then, some of the chapters that I wrote in here is the first one where I mentioned is that divine interruption, where my son and I have this conversation, because this is where the book was born, out of that divine interruption. I call it that, a holy interruption. And then I talk about when dreams fall asleep, a lot of things happen in our life. And then I talk about one chapter is the 5 Ds that sabotage your dreams: drama, distraction, defeat, discouragement, and how to overcome them. And then there's 2 chapters that I really like. These is dreaming again in spite of yourself, because so many people allow what has happened to them from dreaming again. And the next chapter that follows that one is dreaming again in spite of family pain, because not only do we go through stuff, but a lot of us, every person has encountered some type of family pain. And so many of us either allow our own pain or the family pain that we've experienced. That's why I say dream again in spite of yourself, and dream again in spite of your family pain. And then I love this chapter. This is last to the next, last to the next to the last chapter is there's no retirement in the kingdom. So in other words, it doesn't matter how old you are, God still has plans for your life. And then the last chapter is passing on the dream to the next generation. I want to pass my dreams to my kids, and today I have grandkids. So I pray that my kids and my grandkids will dream even bigger dreams than I've ever dreamed about. So not only did I write this book to help people, but I wrote this book to inspire my kids and my grandkids that they too can dream again.
So good. So good. Well, just hearing you talk about, the journey, the breakdown of the book, all of the different things, the dedication, the chapters, I would consider that to be hugely successful. So let's hit on success. What is your definition of success?
My definition of success is fulfilling your God-given purpose. I believe that God has a purpose for each and every one of us. I don't believe that we're accidents. I believe we're divinely designed with a God-given purpose. Unfortunately, so many people believe that success is doing the purpose or following the purpose of someone else. You've heard the expression, everybody wants to be like Mike. There's only one Mike in the world. There's never going to be another Michael Jordan. There's never going to be another LeBron James. There's never going to be another whoever you want to call.
Wembenyama.
There you go. Thank you for throwing that in. Yeah. So, I believe that success is fulfilling and following your God-given purpose. Because at the end of the day, I like to illustrate it this way. Let's say we're in a classroom. The teacher gives us a homework assignment, and it has to do with algebra. And I do the homework, but the homework that I do is an assignment in English, and I write a beautiful poem. I write a beautiful essay. And even though I did it with intention and I took the time to write the essay, the poem, the assignment was not about writing, it was about algebra. So the next day I get to school and I present the teacher my beautiful poem, my beautiful essay. The teacher looks at it and goes, it was good, but this was not the assignment. And that's what happens with so many of us. We're focusing on the wrong assignment. And I believe that when we discover our God-given purpose and we work on that assignment that He has for us, and we're faithful and consistent and following our God-given purpose and our God-given, that's what I call success.
I have one word in response to that definition of success, and that word is boom. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good.
Yeah, because a lot of people believe that success is having a bigger house.
Yeah.
I believe in that, having a bigger paycheck, traveling the world. I'm grateful. I've had an opportunity to travel so many places, but that is not success. Success is fulfilling your God-given purpose. Why did I come into this world? Why did God allow? And fulfilling that assignment that God has for me.
So true. Amen, brother. Well, as we close, I'd love for you to get an opportunity to share with the audience where they can go, follow you, check you out, show you some love, get the book,
Yes,
and all of the things. Where can they do that?
Okay, I have a website, and my website is David. Because they just changed it up. So I'm going to give you the website, davidgmz.com. David GMZ, that's short for Gomez. DavidGMZ.com. That's my website. That's my coaching website. But this Friday, I'll release a new website. It's going to be dreamagaintoday.com. Dreamagaintoday.com. I'm in Instagram as Pastor D Gomez, and then on Facebook also. Facebook is simply David Gomez. And this coming Monday, May 25th, the book will be released on Amazon. People can buy it on Amazon, on Kindle. Thankfully, Chip, when God gave me the dream, my dream was to have it in 2 languages. Dream again in English, and in Spanish, vuelve a soñar. So for anybody that I call Spanish the heavenly language, because when we get to heaven, it's Jesus is going to receive us.
That's so good. I love it.
So I also wrote it in Spanish for all my Hispanic friends that speak and read Spanish.
That's good. Yeah, remind me. I got a good Jesus story I'm gonna share with you when we get off. You'll want to use this one in church. So
I will.
Well, hey, again, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out on the Success Chronicles. Truly appreciate it. And I wish you continued success.
Chip, thank you for your friendship, and thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
all you're doing. You have been, you don't know this, but you have been an inspiration to many, but personally to me, I follow you.
Yeah.
I follow you, and I love your journey. I love what you're doing. So yourself, thank you for allowing me this opportunity, but I also celebrate you. Thank you for what you're doing. You are making a difference in the world. I always tell our people this, I will never be able to reach others people's world, but people will never be able to reach the world that I live in. So thank you for you, man. Thank you. And thank you for this friendship. Thank you for our friendship.
Yeah. Truly blessed. Thank you so much for the kind words. And again, like I said when we started, truly grateful that the big man has allowed us to cross paths. It's I'm blessed in my life to have some good people in my life, and you're one of those good people. And I'm just grateful for you. And again, like I said, just wish you continued success. And it's my honor to have you on and highlight you and the new book. And I just, pray that you have great success and your family continues to thrive and grow.
Thank you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
As we say in the heavenly language, muchas gracias.
De nada.
There you go.
Boom. Well, again, thank you. And thank you guys for checking out this episode. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Go get it.